Hello. All right. Can we see? You got a blur on the camera. Let's get it out of the sun. How's that? Get my trash over here. Boom. All right. Let's see. Is that a good angle? Yeah, we can see everything. Maybe come down a smidge, maybe. All right. Cool. Well, we're doing flooring today. We didn't go live yesterday. I know it's Friday instead of Thursday. We had a bunch of stuff to do yesterday. Had to go run some errands out of town, pick stuff up, grab some materials. Weren't here to go live. Had to do it yesterday. So we're going live today. And we had a van come in today, so couldn't do it till now. But guess what? Today we're putting in flooring. And we're putting in a very specific kind of flooring. We're doing herringbone. So that's what we've got. We've already made the plan. We've got our herringbone pattern. We know where it's going to go. We know its orientation. I've marked it, which I'm going to go ahead and mark it again so I don't lose it. And we're going to start gluing this down. The goal is to have it all done today. So next week we're building. So this van that we have here is the Med Spa. So last Thursday we had, it was the last live we did for the local doctor's office van. And I said this will probably be the last time you see it, and it was. We delivered it on Monday this week. We got it finished up. It is now with its rightful owner, hitting the road out there, seeing patients. It's in action. So that's very exciting. And now we've got two vans that we're working on. One just arrived today. We've got this Med Spa here for a client in Minnesota. And then we've got a camper. We've got another camper coming. Or not coming, that's just got here. That we're going to be working on. Starting. Actually, that van is right now at Lowe's picking up some lumber with Tony. So, that's what we've got. We got two projects. We're going to be rocking and rolling. The holiday season is coming up, so, you know, we got a lot to do in a very busy time. But nothing wrong with that. And we've got more videos coming out. There we go. Yeah. We also have holiday trips coming up. It's my birthday tomorrow. This is the season. Oi. My birthday tomorrow. We've got Thanksgiving. And of course, we've got Christmas. And I'm going to be doing some traveling for Christmas. So anyways, all that meaning, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do before things get really busy. But, oh, thank you for that happy birthday. But these vans aren't going to get, these two vans we got aren't going to get finished up till maybe January, between January and March. These two will be done, which is our med spa, and then the camper. This med spa is going to be super exciting because this is not just, it's going to be Botox and laser treatments, but we found for the client, she was interested in a Himalayan salt wall. So we started researching salt walls, and we learned about Himalayan salt therapy. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that, but what that means is this van needs a restroom. We're going to put a bathroom right here in the back. It's also going to be a Himalayan salt therapy room, which is super cool. So where I'm standing right now, this is going to be the restroom. So Himalayan therapy / bathroom. This is on the driver's side here. It's going to be all utility with the sink up front. Going to be a glass door to get in. This, we're thinking on this side, is all going to be a built-in. So we're going to have cabinetry all right here with the fireplace. Logo here. We're going to have display cases. Then right here in the middle is obviously your chair. And yeah, those seats up front are going to swivel, and we're going to get some, we're going to have them upholstered. These chairs here. So yeah, that's the plan. We've got this thing insulated, fully insulated, subfloor in. We've got our AC and our max fan mounted. We're gonna have to put our extraction fan here for the bathroom. And we've started framing out the ceiling, but right now we're laying the flooring, which is what I'm gonna be doing today. So today it's all flooring. Now the other van we've got, which is a camper, that one's a Ford Transit. This is a Mercedes-Benz, or a Mercedes Sprinter. The 170-inch wheelbase, high roof. We've got a Ford Transit, which is the biggest, the 148 extended high roof, which is what you need if you're gonna do a camper or any of this stuff. That design is gonna be not necessarily stealth design because it's gonna have quite a few windows, so I wouldn't call it stealth, but it is gonna have a divider wall behind the two front seats with a pocket door, so you have access from the front. It's going to have a shower right behind the driver's seat, which I've done in some other builds. And then you've got your bed is going to be in the back, and it's going to be a bed lift system on a Happy Jack system. So the bed's going to go lift up. When it's lifted, underneath you're going to have a U-bench, which is going to curve here. We're going to have a bench, and then in between is going to be your kitchen. So we're going to have a unit here that curves out in front of the door, and then we're going to have a unit here between the shower and the bed. So that's the general idea. That's what's happening. We're going to get started on that immediately and continue here. So we've got some good couple months ahead of us. These builds typically take, these builds can take 3 months. That camper is a little bit of a different design. We're guesstimating about 4 months on that one. But we got some good stuff. All right. I'm doing a herringbone pattern with this flooring. So they're not they're like the short little flooring pieces so that they go into a pattern, So there's herringbone and there's chevron. Chevron is just kind of straight. Looks like an arrow. Herringbone is more interlocking. Like, I don't know what the hell you call it. It's herringbone. You can see it. But anyways, herringbone is not just automatically in my head where I don't have to think about it. I have to think about it before I place each board to make sure I don't screw it up. And I have my little pattern on this phone here to keep track of what the heck I'm doing, because you can very easily put something in the wrong spot and I'm like, oops, screwed that up. And then I'm gluing these pieces down, so I don't want to rip stuff up. So I've got my first few pieces in, which I just dry locked together. And then I measured to straighten it all up. I put it exactly where I want it. I glued that down. So here is my start. And because it's not just like a, straight, lining of the floor, I'm actually doing a pattern. I can't just start from an edge and go work my way out. I'm starting from the center where I want my points to be, and then I'm building out from there. So I had to mark this out. Now I've got it glued in place, and now I got to get my head straight, figure out where I'm at, continue this pattern, and then off we go. right? Okay, so I'm looking at this right here, basically. This is here, and then boom, boom, and then basically it goes like this. Right, so the next one will go right here like this. And then so on and so forth. Okay, got it. See, it's fine. I just had to think about it for a second. If you don't think, then you're like I usually am. Anyways, so we're gonna get this flooring done today, which, you know, this part is all good and gravy until you gotta get to all the little tiny cuts. Then everything starts to suck. That's no fun. And getting this flooring to like properly lock isn't always the best. Oh, this is the bad one. Dang it. I just glued. That's the bad piece. It's got a chip on it. I hate when this flooring comes damaged. This one's good. I wasted glue on that one. Unacceptable. You know how much these Gorilla Glues are? By the way, this Gorilla Glue, it's the only glue we use in the vans. We use it for everything. It's the only one we'll use. It's the only one we trust. And it's freaking $10 a bottle, so I don't like wasting glue. All right, and set. Beautiful. Just give a little tip, tap, 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 tap. Beautiful. And then it goes this way. Yeah, so for those who are new here, we are van builders. We've been camper van builders with a focus on stealth vans. And we promote stealth vanning. And we talk about it quite a bit on our YouTube channel, Instagram. Now, we also have branched out and we do these med spas because we do custom building. You know, and so people have seen some of the custom stuff we've done and they've wanted to use it to apply that to other things. So we've done some medical stuff as well. That's what we're doing right now. But what we really do, under vanning in plain sight anyway, is really promote stealth vanning. And by that, if you don't know, if you're in the van life world, I'm sure you already know, but we are big proponents and we like to teach people how to and talk about, let me grab this. Yeah. Van life, but kind of incognito. So not just like, we kind of differentiate. We draw a line between RVing and van life. We believe that van life is meant to be kind of stealthy and under the radar, because otherwise you're no different from an RV no matter what the size is, because you got to act like an RV with things like booking campgrounds or staying in Walmarts. You know, places that RVs have any differently. The only difference is you can park in a smaller spot. That's kind of about it. But with a stealth van, which is what I lived in for 2 years out there on the road, if you're stealth vanning, you never need to touch a campground. You can pretty much go wherever you want to, drive wherever you want, pull over any town, any city, get into whatever interests you, and just park for the night and sleep wherever in peace. And people, that sounds crazy and impossible and unrealistic, but from someone who's done it for 2 years and from the rest of the community online who does it every day, that's not at all weird, or well, it's not at all unrealistic or possible. It starts with a stealthy van, which means no bumper upgrades, no, big roof rack with solar panels, obviously no windows everywhere, no curtain dividing the cab. Oh, my coffee's always cold. I always forget about it. No curtain dividing the cab from your living area, because that's, a curtain doesn't really cut it. It's about building a van that from the exterior looks like any old van, work van or whatever it may be. Nothing looks like a camper. You got to conceal your stuff. And then blocking off that front from the front windshield. And then behaving stealthily. So obviously, when you're out and about, you can't be flashing your living space in places where you're going to be staying for the night. You got to be respectful of the community you're in. So on and so forth. So there's a formula to it. There's do's and don'ts. But let me tell you what that means when you do it. What's that? When people are actually, it's a completely different life than RVing. Because what it actually, wait a minute. Am I losing my mind? We measured this, but it looks like it's moving. I don't know if I like this. Here, I gotta put one here, I think. Gotta make sure my line stays straight. I don't think it is. It's not. I owe one over here. Let me put one there, and then let's see if we gotta adjust this. What it means is, all right, if you get into your camper van, right, and it's a normal camper van that you'll buy from anyone. It's beautiful, it's nice, it's got a light bar on it, it's got a big old roof rack with solar and, you know, nice RV van. What are you gonna do? Well, you're gonna go camping for the weekend? Fun, that's good. You're gonna go on a cross-country adventure? Fantastic. How are you gonna do that? Well, we're gonna drive, 7 hours, and then we have a campground booked. Oh, we didn't book a campground. We're gonna pull over at a truck stop. That's fun. We'll sleep there with the kids. Or I'm gonna pull over at a Walmart. Sketchy. Hopefully they allow overnighting. Oh, you get kicked out. Oh, that's no fun. Should have booked a campground. Okay, now is it? Oh, wait. Oh, it's good. It's good. When you don't have an equal amount on either side, it looks like it's tilting. But now that it's equal on both sides, yeah, now it's straight. Okay. It messes with your head. But we need to be paying attention, make sure that we've got it going right. Beautiful. Yeah. You're moving like an RV does, because, if you just go pull over, you're not allowed to just overnight places. People you can't pull up to a neighborhood or on the side of a city street and sleep there. Obviously, that's a problem. It's dangerous and it's not allowed. People are going to shoo you away. But imagine if you could. Imagine if you could just get in your van with no plans, none whatsoever, and just go. Just go. And drive. And when you feel tired, what do? You don't have a campground booked, picked out. You didn't spend money on that. You don't have to worry about pulling in before sundown. What do? Well, your van's stealthy. So what you do is you pull over somewhere, you have your dinner, you clean up, do whatever you want to do before bed. When it's bedtime, pull over off the highway where you find a hotel. Pull into that hotel's parking lot. Go through your pocket door. Don't open up your sliding door. And brush your teeth and go to sleep. No one knows anything. It's just a car parked in a parking lot. That's the kind of stuff you get to do, which is pretty awesome. With a stealth camper van. Now that's when you're driving when you're traveling, pull over in hotel parking lots. When you want to visit towns, cities, what else can you do? Well, if you want to be like in some specific place for a while, you can do things like pull over in transit parking lots, overnight parking lots, street parking, require a resident sticker on it. It's also every place has a ton of options. You just kind of got to get in the know and figure it out. Does this one? Yeah, this one does this. So basically, your options in a stealth van are limited for the things you want to do in life. It is the coolest thing. And myself, like I said, I lived in one for 2 years. And what I did was I actually lived in the Hamptons, out in Long Island, New York, for 2 summers, working seasonal jobs. And then I did a winter in Aspen, a winter in Miami Beach. I stayed in New York City. That's right, I parked in New York City on the street. I stayed in Vegas. All sorts of little towns and places in between. I mean, we stayed in Detroit and in Canada and all over the place. And we never places like Harper's Ferry we pulled in and just pulled over into a parking lot and slept for the night. We just kind of wandered, did whatever we wanted, and lived. There's just and just parked places, just parked and slept, and you just gotta be respectful and smart about what you're doing and where you are, and it's a beautiful thing. So anyways, that's what we did. That's our experience, and there's a lot of people out there doing it, and so we like to talk about it, promote it, and we built for it. That being said, that's not what we're building now. Right now, we're building a med spa, and the other camper we have is not going to be stealthy. So, but anyways, we're all about that, and we like to promote it. So much so that we actually have an interview show on this channel. If you go check out, we've only done 3 episodes so far, where it's man on the street. I go around, and locally here, we're in Tampa, and I go around and I knock on van doors and I try to interview the people in them to talk about what they're doing, what their life's like, living in a van, their experiences, all that kind of stuff. And we just put out an episode, last week, week before? 3rd episode, entitled Brazilian and the Beast. Because we found a couple living in a van. She is from Brazil. She's here teaching volleyball. She's a beach volleyball player. Met him here, and they fell in love, got in a van together, and they're traveling and living the best life. We've interviewed some others. I interviewed Van Solo. He's been living in a van for 5 years, nonstop, 5 years. It's pretty awesome. Full time. Hold up. Someone's calling. Hey. Is that the one by Lowe's? No, it's disgusting. They're terrible. Yeah, thanks, bye. I just got offered some food from a barbecue place. They have a big smoker outside, and I already tried it. They're no good, man. No. Most people they don't put any effort. They don't put any care. You got experience with that? They just don't care. There's no passion in it. Don't give me barbecue chicken that you cooked probably 3-4 days ago, some freaking cheap bun that is just cold, and put it on there. The chicken's dry at this point, and then give me a little bit of barbecue on the side, which I question if you even made it. It was cheap, but I don't care. I'm not trying to eat that. You know what? Because I feel guilty enough eating it as is. I'm going to die eating that kind of stuff, and I certainly don't want it to taste like crap. So anyways, I don't know if anybody can relate, but I'm sick of paying for paying big bucks for crap, cheap food. I'm sick of it. That's what's been going on lately. I don't like it. I don't like getting burned. So I say never again. If I get burned, I'm never going back. Anyways. Yeah, check out our channel, man. Check out the channel. Check out those interviews. They're pretty freaking awesome. And we don't do van tours. A lot of people do that. We like to talk to people who are living in vans and get their experiences. We have some fun, entertaining conversations with some fun people. And we also do, we've got quite a few van tours. We've done a van for a billionaire. Just check that one out. A sick, freaking awesome mountain biking van with like everything. Pull out barbecue from the back. Oh, that was amazing. It's got a bar in it, tequila bar. It's got a copper shower, floor to ceiling. That was a crazy van. We've got a van with bunk beds in it that we built for actually a father and daughter. We've got, here's the guy a little further, go back just a smidge, come on. Just a smidge, just a tiny, come on, tiny smidge. Don't do this to me. Oh, too much, I said a smidge. Did I say a smidge to you? Come on. There we go. Whoop, push that back down. Yeah. Check out, we've got some fun van tours. And we don't like to do boring van tours. I hate boring van tours. I've seen so many of them. I've got this in my van, and I've got that in my van, and look what I did here. Look at my pretty lights. Boring. Gotta make it entertaining. We're all about being entertaining. So, if you want to, man, check out those videos and subscribe, because we got a lot more coming. We got another video we're working on now. We've got lives coming up every week. Good stuff. All right. Moving along. Can you guys even see the flooring from back there? I don't even know. Thank you for that birthdays. It is my birthday tomorrow. What am I doing? Nothing. Nothing. Not a thing. All right. I feel like I should start maybe cutting before I continue. Maybe. Will this one work? You gotta start, when you do this phone, you gotta get real strategic. Right? You gotta be strategic, because when you cut, you wanna you don't want a bunch of leftover. You know? A bunch of pieces that have the wrong cuts that you don't want. No, no, no. What you want is the most efficient use of the flooring, so there's very little waste. So it takes some thought, which I'm not good at thought. I've never been good at thought. I need a square. Here we go. Necesito square. And let's go ahead and get my little chopper. Check this thing out. This is my favorite. Boom. See that? Say hello. Look at that. It's a little teeny tiny chop saw. Or some people call them miter. I call it chop saw because my dad called it that. It's battery powered. Isn't that awesome? So I don't have to keep running, taking stuff in and out of the van to cut stuff. I can just, right here. Isn't that the best? You know, sometimes there's a tool that just makes your life exponentially better, and that's one of them. All right. First cut of the flooring, and we're gonna jig this one. Jig it. Just a little corner piece. And guess what? It's the broken corner. Look how I line that up perfectly. Let's get some more glue on here. Gorilla Glue only. Anyways, yeah. The van we just finished and sent out came out stunning, spectacular. And so we're gonna have some, we just got a bunch of content on it, or we just got a bunch of video and pictures. So we're gonna start putting that stuff together pretty soon, and you'll be able to see the finished product. It came out wonderfully. We got the doctor's reaction. Our client, she was super happy. We were super happy. We might even be doing a little reveal event here in Tampa fairly soon. That's exciting. That's pretty cool. We'll see. Oh, are you? No, you're pretty. There we go. There we go. Come on, line up perfectly. Here we are. Oh, too far. Too far, too far, too far, too far. Eh. You know what? Annoying. How am I supposed to get this? How? That's how. By putting this one here. Yeah. So we're going to, I mean, I don't know how many of you saw us during the building of that van, but woo, the entrance is my favorite. We had the slats. We had all those slats when you first open up the sliding door on the ceiling and then bleeding down into the wall in front of you, and those slats were all lit with LEDs, and then they fell, kind of draped over this black tile. This black tile with her business's logo, and it came out just stunning, absolutely stunning. So we're gonna have a bunch of content so you'll be able to see that very soon. We're very proud of that, man. Very proud of it. And we're very, very excited for this one because this one's gonna be so different too. Every van we do just is so different. You know, we don't build. Everything we do is custom, really. You know, we're not, just like manufacturers. We do the same thing every time. Everything is custom. Everything's different. Whatever the client wants, and we kind of merge minds and come up with ideas together and figure out what we can put together. And so it always ends up with some really cool stuff. And there's always a few places in a van where you can get like some really cool features that stand out, you know? Like there's like your feature wall, your feature something. We like to put a lot of effort into our ceilings. We feel that ceilings are kind of underappreciated. And so we've done quite a few ceiling designs that are really just pretty spectacular. We've done coffered ceilings. We've done four. We've done 4 vans with coffered ceilings. Those are intense. Because, I mean, I think it came out like 12 coffered boxes is what it came to. Yeah, I think like 12 boxes. So, you know, you have like your ceiling, and then we build up into the ceiling multiple boxes that are all lit, that are all wired with LEDs. And so you get this coffered look. That is very intensive. That's a lot of work. But those come out beautiful. Super cool. And then, yeah, see, this is blocking me, this stupid thing. And then we've done a rustic ceiling where we literally bought tongue and groove, three-quarter boards. And is this not gonna, this is busted. Yeah, it's not gonna, we're gonna pull this out. And Tony hacked at it with a hatchet for 3 days. Every single piece. Just hacked at it. Whacked it all up. Then we stained it all because we were modeling a van after someone's brick and mortar business. And they have this beautiful 100-year-old building with the original ceiling trusses. And so we modeled it after that, and we got that same look. That came out fantastic. And then we've done some kind of funky, I don't know how to describe it, spaceship wavy type of thing with RGBs. That was super cool. We've done ovals, like ovals built into, that are lit, like lit ovals built into the ceiling. We've done some pretty cool stuff. I think we're in talks with someone now to do a moss ceiling. Moss with some lights integrated into it. And this one is yet to be determined. We like to put some effort into our ceilings because that's like a really, you know, it's such a small space. You need to create, it's really important to create a lot of details that your eyes go to if you're in one of these things for long term. So usually, you know, we build for people stealth vanning. Stealth vanning isn't for like a weekend. I mean, it can be, but it's usually not. If it's for a weekend, you're in a camper. If you are stealth vanning, it's because you're going to live in it for a significant period of time. You know? So if you're going to live in a van for a while, you don't want to go crazy, which means the design needs to be very detailed and very intricate. There needs to be lots of places that your eyes get brought to, and lots of like step ups and setbacks and things going on, not just flat planes, because then that just makes everything feel smaller and there's nothing intricate for your eyes to look at, and it makes you go crazy. So detail is what brings comfort. That's what we found. That's what we stand by. You need some detail. If it's too plain, you can't stay in there for too long. So we always try to, you know, take the grandest designs you see in houses with all these features and just shrink it down. Just bring it to a small size, integrate those into a van wherever you can, and then now you have a really comfortable space to where when you're out there and you're in your van and it's a rainy weekend and you're stuck in the van for 2 days, there's nothing to do wherever you are, you'll be happy binging Netflix because you got everything you need. Your van is tiny, but it's super fun and comfortable, and you're happy. And you don't even realize that you just watched 9 seasons of The Circle, or whatever the heck is on there. The Circle. I think that show got canceled, didn't it? I hope it did. It doesn't deserve more seasons. It's terrible. Now it's all about Love Is Blind. I wouldn't know though. I wouldn't know. I've never seen anything like that. All right. Now, question is, do I start cutting or do I just continue? It's a good question. And I don't have the answer. All right, we've got quite a few pieces now. We've already started at this end. We've got our first edge cut here. We're looking good. Let's have a look at it, make sure that we're in line. How's everyone doing? Here. What? Eh? Nice flooring. But it's not as simple as just throwing down lines. Got to keep the patterns up, and it's going to be a lot of cuts because every shoot is going to go angled, 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 cut, angled, cut. It's all angled, so it's definitely a little bit more work. You got to check every single piece of flooring too, because sometimes they come damaged. All right, we're going to continue down. That's what we're going to do. That's the decision. Continuing down. And making sure we're clean. Wait, don't mess up the pattern. I'm going this way. This way. Booyah. Beautiful. More, need more. I think I had 10 boxes. Oh, this will be enough. It was enough for the last van. This is the second van we're using this flooring in. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, so the process for these vans, and that's the same whether it's one of these med spa vans or camper van, same thing. They go through about the same process, which is get the van, strip it, get rid of any subflooring, stock walls, the LEDs that come with it when you open the doors. Strip the thing down. Strip it, and then the first thing we do is we take this same Gorilla Glue that I'm using right now, and we start gluing furring strips to the floor of the van, to the metal. Now there's ridges in all of these vans, and so you got to place every single furring strip, whether you're going to do on top of the ridges, between the ridges, that's up to you. But we glue them all down with Gorilla Glue. It's the only thing that we use, only thing we trust. Nothing else is good enough. No liquid nail, even the ones that are $15 a bottle, screw them. We've had issues with all of them. So, only Gorilla Glue. Not sponsored. Should be though. And make sure that you have good enough coverage on all the furring strips on the floor, so that when you lay the subfloor, there's no significant spacing to where your subfloor will bend. We do not screw the furring strips down into the floor. We only glue. We do not want a million little holes going through the van. We don't want to accidentally screw through a gas line. You don't want that to deal with any of that mess. That is a disaster. Fewer holes into the van, the better. Do not screw them down. I don't think many people do that, but in the beginning when people were van building, I saw that a little bit more often. Glue it down. It will hold beautifully. Then you're going to cut your plywood for the subfloor. That plywood is going to get screwed to those furring strips, and there's so many furring strips that it's going to distribute, and you have all that glue is going to hold, and it's going to be super strong. We've got, let's see, in a row I can see, because we've got a subfloor and it's all screwed in. When we put our subfloor pieces in, right here, now I can see the furring strips, and then I go ahead and I mark them front to back so I know where to put my screws to get them in. So I can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 8 rows of furring strips, and that's what my subfloor gets screwed into. That is the way we do it. That is, we think, the best. So anyways, but the process is, once the furring strips are glued in, then insulate. Some people don't insulate the floor. We insulate everything. Oh, see? See what I did? I messed up. No! No, it's this way. This way, dummy. We insulate everything. So, first thing we do, after the furring strips, we insulate the floor. Our insulation preferred method is, and there's a million things. There's a million different things people do, but what we like is the Thinsulate and Reflectix on top, which is what you're seeing all around me, all this metallic stuff. And there's another thing that I did. We also, before we start insulating, we put in kill mat to stop any of the vibration from the van. So we'll put a box of kill mat on all the major spaces. Vans already come with some of it, but they don't get all of it. and we add more. Doesn't hurt. Anyway, so keel mat, furring strips down, then we start insulating the floor. So in the floor, in between all of those furring strips, we cut and put Thinsulate, which is a synthetic batting. Synthetic batting insulation. We get all of ours from Van Life Outfitters, which is an online, it's the biggest online van store, like a van building storefront. The biggest one online. They've got everything you need to build out a van start to finish. Literally everything. So we get a lot of stuff from there, including our insulation. So we put in that Thinsulate, and then we get this stuff, this Reflectix, because this is going to create a solid barrier. No air can transfer between. So that's our vapor barrier. It's our radiant barrier. So whatever temperature we have inside with AC, reflect and keep inside. And then it won't let any moisture pass, which is super important. And of course, since it's all sealed, because you put this stuff and then you run foil tape along every single seam, so it's also excellent for sound deadening. So that's what we do on the floor. Once we get the batting in between all the furring strips, we put this stuff down over the furring strips and we staple it to the furring strips. We run it up the sides, like here's the floor, we run it up the sides a little bit. So that way when we put the subfloor down, we have a little extra of this stuff that we're going to tape to the walls, which is what we did. So once this is down, then we throw the subfloor in. Subfloor goes in, and then we insulate the rest of the van with that Thinsulate batting. The walls, the doors, everything. Now you can do that next, or preferably actually before you start insulating, I forgot, we like to cut things into the van. So we like to put our ceiling stuff in. Any fans, air conditioners, wire pass-throughs for like solar or whatever, we like to do that before we insulate, so that way it's easier to clean any metal bits, windows, cut in all that stuff. But I like to do it after the subfloor. I think the subfloor in first, that way you have a nice surface to work from. So yeah, cut everything in. Install, which is what we did. AC's in, fans in, windows in, all that stuff. Oh look, Tony's here with another van. After that, then we do all of our insulation. All the batting. So we insulate, and that's important. It's important to get all of it, which has to include some great stuff foam, because in every van type there's a lot of little cavities that you're not going to stuff any batting in. So we make sure we get all of our batting everywhere, and then we fill in with great stuff, all the other little cavities. I'm giving you guys the whole freaking rundown. It's grade A stuff. And then once that's all done, how was it?
I
told you.
The ribs, they sold out of the ribs, so I really wanted the ribs, but they sold out. I got the pulled pork and I wanted mac, and he had sold out of.
Oh, good. It's disgusting.
What is
the mac? No, it's like cheap stuff.
The baked beans.
Did it taste canned?
Huh?
Did it taste canned?
I don't know, dude. I was just starving. The smell was killing me.
That's how they get you.
So you can have the lunch I brought. I brought a ground like taco meat.
All right. Sounds like a good deal to me. Ugh. How many people we got on there?
That's going to hold all your farts smelling.
Yup. If you fart in this van, there's nowhere for it to go. You just suck it right back in.
Hey,
we do have an extraction fan. Here, get that going.
Are we cutting today early since your birthday tomorrow?
Why, you got plans?
Kind of, yeah.
Does that have to do with my birthday?
No.
Then no! Why would you get to leave early on my birthday?
Your birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah, but I'm busy tomorrow.
What do you mean?
I gotta go to church, and then I have to go back to teach that
On your
acting.
birthday?
Yeah, I gotta go back to teach that the acting class next
You're
week.
teaching an acting class?
You don't Jane do anything by herself. I have to help.
Wow, you said that. And Jenny, are you there? Good. Now you're done because that's on the. Oh, you could delete it.
Oh, come on. Everyone who's married knows that.
Hold on.
It's not
I don't
controversial.
understand. Is Jenny's acting class and you're teaching it?
I'm helping. A lot. Yeah. And my parents are coming, so.
I know.
You know,
I know. We have reservations tomorrow.
we have reservations.
Yeah.
To what?
To eat.
Where?
I don't know. Some place Jenny says that you've been dying to go to.
Where have I been dying to go?
I don't know.
I don't even know where I've been dying to go.
It's in the chat.
I don't think I've been dying to go anywhere.
You wanted to go to like a Happy Bear or something.
The hell is that?
I don't know.
It's a lie. It's all a lie. Anyways.
There's something about Happy Bear dancing or something. What's it called?
Oh, but that's not. Yeah, I came with my parents there though. That's after they leave.
Maybe Jenny wanted to go.
Probably Jenny. She likes to give me gifts for her on my birthday.
Damn, he got me with the smoker.
I know, he got me
I
too.
parked right
Not
by
good.
it. This freaking smoker was killing me. I'm like,
There
"Oh,
it
I have
is.
to get something."
Good.
Good thing I didn't have you on speaker when you said that. He's right in front of me looking at me. Oh, you're big.
Well, yeah, you can't just be talking on speaker like that. Looks good. Looking good. It's gonna be a lot of cuts. Zip, 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 zip.
Yeah, but that's gonna be all covered. So we don't have to. That's all covered on that side.
Not that far. No, I still gotta do all
No,
that.
you gotta go, but it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be.
I don't have to get like perfect. Yeah, I don't have to do perfect cuts against there because that's all
Well,
gonna be
there's gonna be
undercut in the tree. Yeah. This does. Yup.
I would have thought this would have been a different something cooler, something different.
Oy.
But usually no.
We can put some on top of it if we want.
No.
If we feel the need. Doesn't hurt.
George Quesada.
More floor.
Alright, I'm gonna start putting well, I gotta unload them.
Yeah, it's fine.
What am I doing with all the components?
What components?
All these boxes right here.
Oh. Go in there. With the rest of it. So now, you know, we haven't had a Transit in a while. It's a lot lower than this. You notice when you got in there? It's more like a car. This is elevated a lot more.
Oh yeah.
I like it. That's why it drives more naturally.
You can see right here the elevator. Well, the seat frame is lower. Is higher on that one.
Yeah. No, you feel like you get into a big truck here. That's like it doesn't even feel like you're getting into an F-150. It feels a lot lower. It's just more natural and comfortable driving. You didn't have that in the whole time, did you? Oh, that was to get in here.
Have what?
That mirror. That was to get in here.
Yeah. It's a smaller windshield.
What is? Than this?
I'm sorry, this is bigger.
Yeah, I always think these are bigger. The windows are bigger. No, you get more visibility out of this thing. You sit more comfortably.
It drives better.
I'm trying to tell you. This is nicer. The Ford's nicer. And look how nice the dash is.
Yeah, but people like the Mercedes the emblem.
No, I don't.
Logo, the whole.
There's nothing wrong with that. Exactly.
It's like having. I can't say what it is.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong. I mean, look at this.
They're both beautiful,
there's
just in
nothing
their own
here.
way.
There's nothing here. I mean, there's no good place to put anything. I don't like the controls. But yeah, it's a Mercedes. So, you know, you want a Mercedes, you get a Mercedes. But that's definitely more comfortable. If I'm driving across the country, I'm driving in that. So let that settle it. the Ford Transit is the way to go. Unless you have to have a Mercedes because it's a Mercedes, Transit. And don't even say
If you're doing the Met Spa,
Dodge.
people want a Mercedes pulling up.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're driving across the country, you can get a Ford. If you want a Mercedes, you get a Mercedes. If you want the Mercedes because it's a Mercedes, you get the Mercedes. There's nothing wrong with that.
But the Mercedes, that was dependable, the Sprinter.
Yeah, no, they're both dependable. They're both good. Like, this Mercedes is not like your cars. Like, it's a lot more dependable. It's not cheaper. It's still expensive to have to get parts and be worked on. A lot more than the Ford, but anyways. Van I lived in for 2 years was a Transit, Ford Transit. And it really is just, what am I doing? It's just nice.
We're keeping these here, these doors, panels.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, might as well.
Like all this,
Yeah, including the running board there.
everything. Okay.
Need to wrap everything. Hey, yo. Now, what were we saying before Tony so rudely interrupted? Because I know everyone's so damn interested about our secrets for building a van. I'm going to reveal all of our secrets. All of our secrets are getting revealed. So whoever's paying attention before, insulate. Once we insulate all the walls and the ceiling, after everything's cut into the ceiling, insulate with the batting. We take great stuff and we fill all the little voids everywhere that you can't stuff batting into. There's like ribs, framing along that just has little holes. We can stick some great stuff in. We fill all of it. Then you don't forget to also insulate the wheel wells. Get those suckers insulated for sure. Then take this Reflectix and cover everything. Cover over everything. And tape it all up. So you're going to connect the Reflectix from the floor to the walls, and then the ceiling pieces to the walls as well. And the ceiling, we have our ribs. I don't cover the ribs. I spray the great stuff inside the ribs in the ceiling, and we put batting in between, and then I put the Reflectix in between, and I tape over the rib. Because I need those ribs, because then we got a frame. So one of the next things to do, that's the stage we're at now, we lay the flooring down. So we're going to lay our flooring, and then we cover it with ram board, protect it all. So get the flooring down and then protect it. And then we're going to frame the ceiling. So we get more furring strips and more glue. We get furring strips and we run them down. Like you see, we've already started. Run them. Screw them all in with self-tapping stainless steel screws. And then fill in. So we run this way, and then all the little gaps this way we fill in, because we're going to have our plywood is going to be meeting there. So we need a bunch of points all the way across to staple so that they don't lift. All right, and then from there, then things are going to vary based off your build, right? Then you get like all your foundational, fundamental stuff done. And then you got to decide what the heck's going on with your build. Because then you got to start building in. Then we start actually dividing spaces up. We get our cabinetry going. You got to have your electrical diagram worked out. What's going where? Where's your plumbing going? Then you got to know everything. You can get to this point without really knowing everything. You don't have to know it. Because it's pretty much the same for every van. Then things start changing. So, some people will run the wiring in the walls. I used to do that too. I don't do that anymore. Why? Well, you got to do a lot of work to make sure that every hole pass through the metal that your wires go through, you gotta make sure that they are protected, that over time those wires aren't rubbing that metal and then getting cut into. That's always a really, for a van builder, that's a big fear. So I cut that fear out entirely, because the way we build, there's cabinetry everywhere, everywhere. And in these walls, you know, you can have furring strips here, or however you're going to do your walls. You can run electrical behind the wood. So I have no reason to run wiring inside the van walls, like the metal walls, before you insulate. Some people do that. I want nothing to do with that. I don't want that headache of things happening down the road. Also, if I just run wiring inside my cabinetry, I can get into it. I can run more wire down the road. You've got more options. I don't need this saw here yet. I don't need you till later. Hoi. All right. Look at it, straight line. So, you start building out your cabinetry and you start working on your design. For for us, it starts like our stealth builds. It starts with what you know, right? Which means, like for our stealth van builds, would be, we know we're going to have a partition wall between the cab and the living area. So obviously we have to do that first. We set our seat to exactly where we want it, what's comfortable, and then mark it down, build our wall, frame for our pocket door. Now we've got our wall built. That's the first thing built inside the van. Then, say we have a shower, and we know there's going to be a shower pan. We have our shower pan on hand. We put down our shower pan, and we build out the walls for the shower. So like for us, in this van that we're about to do, we're going to have the shower pan here. So we've got our wall here with the pocket door frame. We put down our shower pan and then frame out this wall for the shower. So now we've got our shower room framed out. All right, now where's my bed? Usually my bed's in the back. So depending on the type of bed I'm building, I'll start, for the size of my mattress, I'll start building out my bed frame, how it's going to be with lifting bed, converting bed, elevated bed, whatever it is, whatever your design is. You start doing that. Because then what you're left with is your in-between. And your in-between can be whatever the heck it needs to be. Right, that's your spacing. You're going to fit your fridge, you're going to fit your cooktops, whatever you're going to have in here with your cabinetry. That cabinetry can vary in size depending on what has to be here and what has to be there. You build yourself in. So you just start working at it and knocking it down. That's kind of the process. You start with what has to be there and then start filling in with the unknowns or the other pieces. So that's the process. And like with this van, there's no partition wall there. We have swivel seats instead. So once we finish the flooring, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to frame a wall right here so we get our spacing for the bathroom and then all of our utility on this side. And then we'll start building the shelves in this utility, getting it set up, where our seat's going to go, where the fridge is going to go, where all this stuff. And then we'll start framing out the front side wall for the back, for this bathroom back unit. And then, this wall is going to be pretty plain. This wall is going to have a whole build out all the way down. So we'll start designing and working on that. And then once you get into the early cabinetry, that's when you really got to say, okay, I kind of see and know generally what's going on. And so now I need to get my wiring diagram. Because now you gotta say, okay, now that my cabinetry is starting to get a little bit built out, and I can start to see the shape forming, now I could pick out, I can get lights here, I can get lights here, I like an outlet here, I like an outlet there, blah, 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 blah. My fridge is gonna be here, I want my switches here, so if I have lights here, I want my switch over here, right? You gotta plan for all that before you close yourself in, because now I gotta run my lead wire here, and a secondary wire going to the lights over here. Switch here, lights over here, blah, 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 right? So then you gotta work out your electrical diagram. And in the process of building out your cabinetry as well, one of the main things to remember is, the more simple plumbing system, I think, the better. Complicated plumbing in a van is not really fun and a little worrisome. You gotta, the plumbing is all about where you are underneath the van, right? So the placement of your shower, the placement of your sink, and your tanks, mainly your gray water tank, you need simple drainage, and you don't want to have a drain for something like you're set on placing your shower here, but that drain for the shower, what's directly under the van? So you got to do that early. That's one thing you got to do early in your design, is know where you're going to put your drains and what's under the van. Obviously, if you drill and that's like a structural part of the van, or worse, you're at like the fuel tank or something, no good. You got to be strategic, and you got to know so that you pop out in places that's good. Now for your freshwater tank, if it's indoor, which usually it is, that's less of a concern. It is a concern as in weight distribution. Obviously, you're going to want, if you got a big 30, 45 gallon tank, you'll want it opposite of the rest of your weight. So if you have a heavy cabinetry build out on this side, put the tank on this side and try to get your electrical on this side, balance it all out. Obviously, a full water tank is your heaviest thing. So that's important. And then also where you run the tubing, your plumbing, the less runs, the better, obviously. Less room for mistake, or less room for, disaster if something pops.
Hey, do we burn that pallet?
Yep, burn it all. But set some fires out here. Anyway, so yeah, then it gets into the fun stuff. You're building your cabinetry, you're running your wire. Before you finish all the cabinetry, I like to jump, build out the cabinet. I like to try to get the cabinetry done, or mostly built, where your electrical system is going to be early, because I like to get the electrical system up and running. That way, when you start putting all your pieces in, you can test everything. I like to get the batteries up and running. That way, I'm like, when I'm running my LEDs, I like to test the LEDs. I don't like, because LED wires can get hidden pretty easily to where they're not easily accessible. If you've just got puck lights, that's no problem. But if you've got, little hidden strip lights everywhere, they can really get built in. And so, I really like, I'm definitely going to test those before I build over all my wires that I run. Namely, it's really about LEDs, really, is where that comes up. So I like to get my electrical system up and running. I don't like to just finish the van and then turn the system on and pray that everything's perfect. That's no good. So yeah, then you just, you get your electrical going. You run your wirings to all these places that you need. You build out all the cabinetry, all the rough cabinetry, And then, your van looks pretty much built, and you start to get pretty proud of yourself. You're like, oh, look, this thing's looking good. I'm looking good. It looks almost done. Then you get into, that was only like a quarter of the work. Now you got to get into the facing. You're going to face all your cabinetry, make it all look a little bit more polished and put together. Well, not everyone faces, depends on what kind of cabinetry you do. And you get into you start your finishing. Get your countertops in. You're going to start priming. You're going to start filling in all your holes in your cabinetry, filling, sanding, priming, painting. You got to get your cushions made. Got to get your heater installed if you have one. All these things. Hardware, doors for all the cabinetry. Oh, getting all your LEDs put in. You know, then it really starts. Gets intense. All these little things take forever and ever. But that's pretty much how it goes. That's the process of it. I'm sure I left out about 20 steps, but generally, I can't give away all of our secrets. Or maybe everything I told you is a lie, just so I can throw everybody off. That may, if I were that diabolical, because I don't want any competition. Am I crazy? Well, that's right. All right, well, we've back up our flooring run. A single run of all the uncut pieces all the way to the end, which unfortunately is the easy part. Then we get into the tough stuff, which is cutting all the pieces. This doesn't feel right. I think I got a problem with this one. Fit right in there. Looks good there. Anyways, it's very intimidating. Like if you guys were gonna do self-build, build your own van, people will tell you so many different things, but you know what? It's really not that complicated. It's not as complicated as people make it sound. You know, you don't have to stress too much about it. You don't have to be a pro to get a decent van that you're gonna get out there and have fun in, or even live in full time. There are some things that you don't want to screw up on though. It's not entirely true that it's just whatever. You know. But things like people argue online so much about the right insulation, blah, blah, blah. This has to be, yeah, you know, insulate it. Just don't be the idiot who doesn't insulate. You know, insulate. Everyone's got their opinions. Are any of them right? Who knows? They're all some form of right and some form of wrong. Who cares? Just insulate, you know? Don't overthink it. You know, you gotta have a basic understanding of the electrical, that's for sure. It's not the most, 12-volt systems are not that complicated. But you do gotta do it right. And that's the biggest thing with builds is the electrical. I'm sure you guys have seen, so make it easy on yourselves. Go get a diagram. Go to Van Life Outfitters. They got diagrams for pretty much all different systems. I'd go there. That's what I would do. Have some, and then just follow the diagram. They'll tell you what gauge wires to use, the components, all that good stuff. And then from there, the cabinetry, whatever you want to do. It's no big deal. Everyone worries about weight. You don't have to worry about weight that much. I mean, there have been a million different vans done in different ways. If you build one with a ton of tile and does turn out super heavy and you got a lot of sag, just go get some helping springs. It's not that big of a deal. People make things be out a little bit more than they need to be. Anyways, for those who are joining, we are building a med spa van. We've got 2 on property, 2 on hand. We've got this med spa and we've got a camper van that just arrived today. Very exciting. So we got 2 vans we're building throughout this holiday season, finishing up next year early, hopefully super early next year. And then more to come after that, much more to come. We're going to be going live every Thursday, and we've got a YouTube channel that we are working very hard on. So whoever is here, I encourage you, go have a look at our content. We are all about stealth van life, stealth vanning. We talk about it, promote it. We have a man on the street interview show where we go out. I knock on vans while Tony records me, and we try to find people who are living in vans long term, full time, talk to them, see how they're doing, and we find some really interesting people and get some fun times. We just released our 3rd episode. I think it was last week. Go check it out. It's called Brazilian and the Beast. It's a couple, lady here from Brazil. Huh?
We have the other gun. I'm gonna need the glue.
There should be 2 other guns.
I know.
Huh? They gotta be somewhere. It's always, I told you, Tony's always losing stuff. Always losing everything. It's not me. We've proven this before. All right. Yeah, so go check us out, man. Go check out our stuff. We've also got a lot of van tours from vans that we've built. Some awesome stuff. So go on there, check us out, and follow. Please follow, man. We got some good stuff. We've got some really entertaining stuff. We're trying to do super entertaining van life content. Not boring, not show-offy, you know. I'm not getting my wife to take her pants off and sit in the back of a van in front of the beach, say, look at me, look what I'm doing. Not that she would do that even if I asked her. She wouldn't. But she might let me hire an actress to do it if I told her that it was for the best of the company. But we don't do that. We don't want to do show-offy, lame stuff that's been done a million times. We're trying to make really fun, funny, interesting van life content about real van stuff. Real people living in vans, the realities of van life, realities of stealth vanning, huh?
It wouldn't be in the house.
Oh, no, it's got to be in there.
Okay.
Both of them, they got to be.
Still recording?
Yep. Yeah, we're going for an hour and 17 minutes right now. Yeah, so go check us out. We got a lot more. We're going to continue this interview show. I've got ideas for more content.
And here's a video quality really pixelated.
Is it pixelated? Crap. You know
on
what?
my phone it was.
On your phone it was?
Yeah.
That's no good. We got to fix that. See? We got lots of room for improvement. I don't know if everyone's dealing with the same thing. We got to fix it. Oh, we really dedicated to start making some content, which includes these live. So we're going to make it better so that we're not pixelated, because that's no good. Sorry about that. I don't know if that's everyone, but if that's everyone, we're going to be making it better than that. Anyways, yeah. Got a lot more stuff coming. Go on our channel, check out what we've got, give us a follow, and we've got a lot more exciting stuff coming. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to pull this out. I am going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's my birthday tomorrow. November 15th. That's right. I was born November 15th. It's my birthday. So all I want is for you people to please go to my channel and like and follow. Just give me a follow. That'd be my best birthday gift ever. Could you please? Just give me a follow for my birthday. All right. And come back. Follow for more lives. We're going to be building out this van and another. We got 2 vans, a med spa and a camper. So exciting stuff. You're going to be able to see us building from start to scratch. If you're wondering how we did all that stuff that I was talking about to start the build, laying burring strips, the type of installation on the floor and the walls and everywhere else, well, follow, because you're going to be able to see us do it live. We got another van right now that we're just getting started, so we're going to be doing that on it. And then you'll get to see us figure out our electrical diagram, installing a bed lift, all that kind of stuff. Follow us here, and the video quality will be better. We're going to get that fixed. Don't worry. I got a plan. I got a plan. See, we're kind of like a little bit remote, but I got a plan to make it better so that it's better quality, okay? Trust me. It'll get better. So give us a follow. Trust us. All right. Well, there you go. There's our strip. We got a runway. Runway. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Where am I going now? I think I'm going to fill in this side. Man, I hope I have enough flooring. I feel like I'm using more flooring than I did in the last van. For some reason. They're the exact same vans. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Where, oh, where could you?
You still can't find it? There's 2 of them.
2 more?
Yeah.
The one that sucked and threw away, maybe?
I didn't throw one away.
Where the hell is it?
If you continue watching us, or if you've been watching us, you'll know that Tony's always losing everything. It's a common trend and theme. What did Tony lose today?
Yo, do you need these measurements?
It's Thursday. What did Tony lose?
These measurements?
Yeah, man, I could just take a picture of it. Just take a picture of it and send it to me. What did Tony lose today? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. What did Tony lose today? B-E-A, you people. All right, this needs to get held down. Need some weight back here. What? Need some weight here. So we're gonna be back there. I'm not giving up my glue gun. I ain't doing it. Did you find it?
No.
You know, the whole chat's laughing at you because every single time we live stream, you're losing something.
Really?
Yep. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. That's not a good ad. That's not nice. Come on. Tony, come on. All right, now for the million gajillion cuts.
Skippings in the front.
Okay.
Another van.
Well, we're gonna be sharing this now. Yeah, this herringbone is a super nice and elegant pattern. I love it. Actually, at my house, I want to do brick walkways, brick pathways, all the way around the property, and I want to do them in herringbone. But my God, cutting all those bricks, I kind of don't want anything to do with that, but that's what it takes. I don't think I'm gonna have enough flooring. Of course, it's the same thing I thought with the last van, and I did have enough. But it always feels like I'm not gonna have enough. And then it works out. Hold your breath. Can everybody see me over here? Am I out of frame? They might even know where I am. I'm over here. Look over here. Ugh. Also, we're having a new shop built. That's exciting. And I'm gonna set it up with cameras around for live streaming. So we're gonna have a better operation coming pretty soon. But as of right now, we do what we can. Am I on frame? Am I on frame? Can you guys even see me over there? Oh, you can see me over there, right? Yeah. Yeah, see? Now it's looking good. When you get these side pieces coming together, which is the only time side pieces coming together is a good thing. That's usually a nightmare. Not one that I've ever experienced, of course. I don't have time for side pieces, or desire, or energy. But when these side pieces come together, ooh. You need a rubber mallet. Well, I don't have a rubber mallet right now. Can't find it. So I've got a rag and a hammer. What's the difference? I dare someone to tell me the difference. Dang. Wait. I think I might run out of flooring. I got 4, 5 boxes left. Good. Looking good.
You finished recording?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. You didn't say anything bad this time. Oh. Get up in there. Yeah, this flooring can, flooring can be super satisfying and easy, or it can be a nightmare. Every time you buy flooring, you never know what you're gonna get. They're all a little different. You gotta be forceful, but also very gentle. because this flooring, this LVT, luxury vinyl tile pieces, they're they're good, but these like interlocking grooves are a bit fragile. So you gotta be real gentle. But it does take some like, wiggling to get it in place. You don't want to force it in place because then you'll start cracking the tongues and grooves in these things and they get all messed up. So you kind of like finesse them into place. And then once you know that they're in a good place and they just need to lock down, then you can use some force. But you don't want to apply any force until you know. Make sure that all your seams are beautiful, locked in like that.
Before that. Oh no.
It's looking good. And then, they'll come with these. See, this is one thing I learned too, is every piece, you run your finger along this tongue. Not so much this little tongue on the other side where the groove is, but this big tongue. A lot of times they'll come and like the edges will be bent up, which doesn't affect the flooring at all. But it will if you try to put it in there. That little piece that's coming up will jam and then it won't go into place. If you try to beat it into place, you'll damage it. So just make sure it's clear of any little pieces. And no, this flooring does not have to be glued. Especially at your home. It doesn't have to be glued. They all interlock. It's got this cork in the bottom, kind of holds it in place. Once they all interlock, they don't really shift. However, in a van, I like to glue everything down. Because there's not a ton of surface area for interlocking. If the subfloor ever kind of warps a little bit, I want this to warp with it a tiny bit so it doesn't squeak or anything. I really like to glue everything down. So you check the tongue, it's all good. Put it in. Now another thing is making sure that I see that side has a little piece that needs to come off. Making sure that's in the right place, exact right place. It's have to come back a smidge right there. Actually, sometimes these things don't line up exactly. So you kind of gotta like, always understand it. They can be a little finicky, like they can be strange sometimes. So like that's where I want it. So I'm gonna come in here, we're gonna score it, not score it, but we're gonna mark it. Cut it. Also, you're gonna need to clean. Make sure you're gonna glue this stuff down and lay it. You gotta be clean underneath. Get our Gorilla Glue. Again, the only glue we use, Gorilla Glue. You don't have to get the most expensive Gorilla Glue. I don't think there's really a difference. Get that $10 one. I think they go to like 13 bucks now or 14 bucks. Ridiculous. I mean, $10 is ridiculous. But to go even higher than that, I mean, come on. What's happening in this world? But anyways, $10 a bottle of glue. We use so many bottles. It's crazy. All right, this one needs to be adjusted for just a smidge. Come on, baby. Get in place. You gotta really wiggle these things to get it where you want it. And then Square it up. Yeah, that looks good. Get in there. Boom. Okay. Beautiful. Now the next one's going on a corner. Is a little different. All right. Yeah. Whoever's here who hasn't heard, go check out our channel. We've got. See, now this needs to come off because it's like, this one's not gonna. It's got little pieces that are torn up, and it will not lock in place if these little torn pieces are up. So I gotta remove them completely. So this will lock into place. It's a pain in the rear. They come a little bit damaged sometimes. Anyways, yeah, check out our channel. Lots of van life content. Got an interview show where we go man the street and we knock on van doors, find people living in their vans and interview them. Hear about what their life's like, get their stories. We've got van tours. We got all sorts of stuff. I'm a little bit off here. Wait. This thing is not going in all the way. Because of this thing. There you are. You gotta get out of there. Yeah, so go check out our channel. We got lots of stuff. I made Tony do a van tour as Chris Farley's van down by the river. Is Matt Foley? Remember that from SNL? That's right. We built a van and we did a van tour with Tony as Matt Foley. So, you know, that's worth a view, I think, right? That's definitely worth a view. You should go check that out. Go check that out and our other content. We've done some pretty good, cool stuff on there, if I don't, you know, if I may say so myself. And follow, because we got a lot more coming. You know, we don't just do lives. We do lives every week so you can see how we build vans, but we've got all sorts of van life content that we're doing that's out, and we've got a lot more to come. And if that's not a good enough reason to go to our channel, check it out and give us a follow. How about that? Tomorrow's my birthday. True story. November 15th, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm not just blowing smoke. So, you know, you can give a random stranger a little birthday gift. A little birthday gift for a stranger in Florida. Follow his YouTube channel. And you can follow us on Instagram to get daily updates on our builds and stuff we got going on. Vanning in Plain Sight. It's our Instagram. That's our YouTube. It's our website. And also, I should mention, anybody interested in van life, stealth, in particular stealth vanning, whoever's curious, my wife and I, who lived in a van full time for 2 years, traveling across the country, working in some of, in some of the wealthiest places in the country, Hamptons, Aspen, Miami Beach. We did it in a stealth van for 2 years, and we wrote a book about it, and it is titled, of course, Vanning in Plain Sight, available on Amazon, Vanning in Plain Sight. We wrote a book on our experience and stealth van life in general. So we talk about building a stealth van, how to live stealthy on the road, the rules of engagement, the tips and tricks, the finances of it. Is it right for you? How long should you do it? All that stuff. So it's a quick read. It's fun read. It's entertaining. It's on Amazon. Vanning in Plain Sight. Check that book out. We've gotten some good feedback from it. It has helped quite a few people who have been curious about stealth vanning, about van life in general, doing it full time. Is it feasible? What's it like? You know, should I be worried about certain things? What will I expect when I'm out there on the road? You know, by myself first, full time. Imagine you want to hit the road, you want to be free. You want freedom. And so what do? You buy a van, build a van, whichever. You pack up your stuff, ditch your apartment, sell your house, whichever. Move all your stuff into your van. The rest of it you sell or leave at your parents' place. They love that. Day one, you get in your van, you got all your stuff. You're like, yes. What now? Well, I'm headed here. So you go there. You're driving. Where am I going to sleep tonight? Ugh. Where am I going to eat? How am I going to cook in this thing? What do I do? Ah, first night. It's so nerve-wracking. It's such an adventure, but it can be a little scary. That's just the truth. It is a pretty crazy, but amazing thing. And so we go over all of that. What life's like, what you can expect, rules of engagement, all of it. That's what we do. That's what the book's all about. So, check it out. Check it out. Vanny in Plain Sight on Amazon. And of course, follow us here on YouTube for a lot more content. We got more content coming. All right, all of these are cut the same. I've got a little piece here that I need, and none of these will work. Wait. This one's opposite. Opposite day. Where'd that one come from? That one won't work. Well, yeah, these. Wait a minute. Will all these work? Hold up. Yeah, these will all work because it's so short. Yeah, this will work. No. They will not work. I need to go this direction. And I don't have that. So none of these will work. When I get to that side, I'll get some cuts that will go here. But right now I've got this, what is supposed to be a bad piece. But if I just need a little snippet of it, this will work. And it will work. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? I need where'd my tape go? There it is. See, I always pretend like I lose stuff, but I never actually lose it. It's always right in front of me. Tony loses stuff for real. He always loses stuff. Excuse me. It's got flooring in my mouth. That's probably not healthy. 3 inches. I'm going to go ahead and cut this on my little chopper. Chop saw! Anyone call it chop saw? Or it's just my dad? Everyone else calls it miter saw. But my dad always called it chop saw. And so because he did, I will always call it the chop saw. Out of respect for my father. This is a chop saw. Miter just sounds stupid. Boom. Hey-o. How's this supposed to work? Oh. Am I dumb? It's supposed to go this way. Because it's herringbone. Derp. I'm a fool. Which those will not work. Right? Because it's got to go like this. Herringbone. Herringbone. That causes me brain farts. Herringbone can be a bit confusing. Right. It needs to be like this. So this needs to go like this. Now, will this one still? Oh, I literally had one and I ruined it. Dang. All right. Well, in that case, I'm not gonna do that piece yet. I'll do that piece later then, because I'm gonna wait till I get some more cutoffs, some more little scrap pieces to fill in. All right. I think we're gonna end the stream here. I think we've kind of died down a bit. I know watching me do this flooring is not the most interesting thing in the world. More interesting things will come. like next week, there'll be a lot more interesting stuff because I'll have another van that is getting all this initial stuff put in, and this van is going to be building up. Now this flat stuff's done, we'll be building up. That's going to be exciting. So yeah, next week will be more exciting. Last week, we were putting finishing touches on a van. So we got vans in different stages, always moving along. Isn't that exciting? It's very exciting. It's all good stuff. So yeah, I'll say it a final time. It's good to have you here. We go live. It's supposed to be every Thursday. We couldn't yesterday because we were out and about. But we go live every week to show you how we build these vans. Whether it's a med spa like this one or a camper, we build them out start to finish. We show you how we do it, answer any questions. Whether you want to build one yourself or you're just curious about how these things are built, this is where you'll see it live right in front of you. On our channel, you'll find tours of vans that we already have completed. And you'll find an interview show where we go out and interview people who are living in their vans full time. So go to our channel, check those out, give us a follow. It is my birthday tomorrow. So give me that birthday present, give me a follow. That'd be super nice. If not, I'll still try to have a good birthday. I can't make any promises though. It'll probably be terrible. Yeah, I'll be fine. But yeah, so there you go. This is herringbone flooring and a van. It's beautiful, it's tedious. So you can leave me to this tedious stuff. And we'll see you again next week. All right, guys. See you soon.